Hey everyone! We made it to New Year's Eve. How do you like that? Is it just me or this year fly by like it was nothing? I don't know, it's probably just me. It depends on who you are, I suppose. But yeah, we've made it to the end of 2025. So just like what I did at the end of 2024, I'm gonna do a channel recap video. Nobody asked for it, and I'm sure nobody will watch it, but I don't care. I enjoyed doing the last one. I want to try and make this an annual thing that I do. No telling if that will last, but hey, you know, we're sure as hell gonna try. Just like last time, I'm not gonna be bringing up every video I made this year, just the ones that I'd argue were notable. Although a lot of them were pretty notable, so for all I know, almost every video is probably here. But hey, only time will tell. I might even cut some of this stuff in post, but who knows? Let's get started. Let's not waste any more time. Let's start getting right down the list. I have a whole list of things here. First and foremost, I started out the year with making a channel trailer. I feel like that was something I've always thought about doing. I've always wanted to get on the ball and make a channel trailer, but I never really had the time or the ideas I had for one. I just weren't really confident in, so I never really got around to doing it. But then this year, I finally figured out something I wanted to do. And, yeah, I highlighted both the Plush Brains aspect and the cartoon and gameplay aspect. So I think that worked out pretty well. And then, I wanted to start doing commentary videos. I'm not going to be mentioning all the ones I've made this year, only because, well, it's kind of a new thing I started doing. Yeah, that was a mess, wasn't it? Made one, tried to make another one, that one backfired, and then I had to wait a long time just so I could forget what happened. And then try again. So yeah, they still happened in a sense, but yeah, it wasn't clean. It was most certainly not clean. And again, the push for me doing commentary videos was inspired by Hardcore 64. So there we go. And then we move on to round 4 of Screen Life DVD Bingo Push Brain style. Yeah, that one. I mean, again, there's not much I can say about those rounds, only because it's just bingo. So yeah. But I just, I have to give it a mention because, everyone loves that show. I will say this was the video that introduced Lois. Very risky move, if I do say so myself. I might as well explain it here. The reason why I went through with adding Lois to the show is because I needed another adult female character for the movie. The Horny Dimension, we'll get there when we do, obviously. But, yeah, that, like, halfway through the movie's production, or, like, during the movie's production, I thought, hey, since we're in alternate realities, we don't have to worry about one-time characters. They can be stuck here. I wish I had thought about that before I introduced Lois, because that's a thought I didn't think about until the movie had premiered. Like, oh my god, I could have made Lois exclusive to this movie entirely. So oops, that's gonna be, I'm gonna say that's a big my bad on that, but, again, I don't really have that much planned for her anyway, so, I mean, she's one of those characters that just is super rare on the channel, so, again, I guess it's not hurting too much, but, I can understand if it puts a lot of people off. Then we move on to, probably one of my favorite Let's Plays I did this year. It was the first one I did this year, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yes, I did it. It was one of my New Year's resolutions to play an M-rated game, and this was, like, the best one I could think of. It's one of the few I actually have, actually. The other one being that Family Guy game that I don't know if I'll ever cover because it's pretty freaking monotonous. But yeah, I love Conker. I love Conker so much. You could thank Super Hershey for making me the Conker guy that I am. But yeah, that game was an absolute trip. I love that game so much. So, yeah, I'm happy that I was able to cover that for the series. And, yeah, and a lot of people were worried about that. A lot of people were worried about a lot of things. I'll probably discuss it. I'm planning on doing, like, a resolutions video tomorrow. Of course, this video is being recorded in advance, like, December 3rd is when I'm recording this, so, again, no telling if that will happen, but, only time will tell. You'll know for sure, obviously. Then we're moving on to a Push Brains video. Yes, I did a Push Brains video this year. Because it's always mandatory that I get one out at the very least. It's not something to be proud about, but screw it. And that was Hound Pounding, a dog-related episode, and it introduced Pluto and Spike. I think Pluto actually had appeared before, although not canonically. He was in Tommy's Tales of Scary Stuff, which is a video I did back when I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my plush stuff and all that. Again, no questions, obviously. But then Spike might be one of my new favorites for the year, just because of how, like, how simplistic he is. Like, there's no emotion, barely any emotion. It's just like, he's very one note. It's just, woof. What else can I say except, woof. And then Pluto's a freaking monster. I kind of based him off of, like, Pluto from the 30s or the 40s or whatever. So, yeah, given the characteristics of my Mickey, I think it works. And then, wouldn't you know it, a new series, Guessing with Plankton. Yeah, Guessing with Plankton, you know, that was just one of those things that I've thought about doing for a long time. I just never got around to doing it. And I guess, you know, originally I was going to do it with, like, Bart or Kermit as the host, but then I thought Plankton would make a better fit, because I always had plans to do individual things with some of the villains, and Plankton was most certainly, like, always on that radar, because he's probably my favorite to do of the villains. And, yeah, finally gave Plankton his time to shine. And, you know, it was based on the Donald Duck TikTok videos, the guessing the characters of Donald. And, I didn't really anticipate how big this was gonna be. Yeah, I just, you know, I figured some people would find it funny, but I didn't think this many people would find it funny. And not that that's a bad thing, obviously, that's a great thing. And then, of course, you know, let's not forget the inspiration here. I've stated before, I think actually in the award ceremony, spoiler, I guess, that Klee was the first one to do it, even though that is not the case. What happened there was Klee was the first one I actually had seen take a jab at the Guessing with Plankton formula. After doing some researching, it turns out he wasn't the first. The first was actually David, the cartoon guy. He did it with Ren and Stimpy. And, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, you know, somebody already that fast. This was February, by the way, which is when I uploaded the first episode. So the fact that somebody was inspired that fast to do their own take, that says a lot.
And then there was another one, and 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 another one.
Yeah, so, this whole idea of characters guessing things, it spread like chicken pox. Like, everybody got it. It's insane. Even people, like, people I didn't know who got it, people I wasn't expecting to do it, they got it. It's just, it's bonkers. It's absolutely wild. And, I just, man, it's just crazy. It warms my heart knowing that I made something that people love so much to the point where they want to do it themselves. They want to spread the word, you know? So, yeah, it's crazy. I'm not going to be mentioning any of the other Guessing with Plankton videos, only because this is a new series. So, like what I did with Screen Life DVD Bingo, Plush Brain Style last year, we're only mentioning the first, the whole series as a whole here. Moving on, the Captain Rainbow live stream. Yeah, that was a stream that happened, wasn't it? Didn't cover the whole game. I guess it's like my Super Mario Galaxy live stream. Yeah, that was a weird thing. I did that live stream because I heard it was a weird game. I'm sure I haven't reached the weirdness, but it did get pretty weird. It got really weird at one point. That might be one of the most offensive live streams I ever did, too. Maybe not. I don't know. There was a lot of boys. A lot of boys. If you know, you know. Somebody elaborate. Was that offensive, or was it okay? I hope not. If not, then I might have to reconsider this whole thing. Oh, boy. And then, probably the greatest thing to happen in the history of everything, Domino's finally got their shit together and started making stuffed crust pizza. It's about stinking time. Bart! What? This is a video about what we've done on the channel this year, not about stuff that happened overall this year. Oh, shit. Ignore this. Move on. Moving on, we have the Let's Play for Goofy's Funhouse. Now, funny story about this game. I was going to cover it as early as 2021. In fact, at one point, I was even set up to record it in 2021. Thank God I actually didn't, because that would have been out in the pool house, and you know how the audio quality can get when I make gameplay videos out there. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. But, yeah. Goofy's Funhouse finally happened, and, well, what do you think? It ended out, pretty shit, but, you know, that's what I guess that's what I do on the internet. I give you a bunch of crap, basically. Figuratively, not literally, obviously. Moving on, the Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix live stream. That, honestly, might be my favorite live stream this year, because I love that game. I don't care what anyone says, a big old money hog. I love that game. I mean, I guess because it has frickin' Pac-Man in it, and I think it just, like, it feels like a little, everything looks a little off, because it's developed by Namco, so, like, you know, it has this weird kind of unfamiliar charm at times, and I like it. I love it. Grand Prix Deluxe completely removed that, but I still thought that one was pretty good. But yeah, That one was my favorite one, even though I was sick. Yeah, I was sick. Cold and flu season was killing me this year, let me tell you. But, yeah, thankfully, that didn't stop me from doing it. I did that for Mario Day. That one was a lot of fun. Then, Shrek Treasure Hunt. Some of you might remember I actually did cover this, technically back in 2019. There's re-uploads now, as always. But I didn't finish the game because my copy at the time was shit. So, in recent years, I bought a new copy, and I was finally able to finish the game. I was able to do a proper, complete Let's Play for it, hence why I did a revisit for it. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it was great, but, like, hey, what can you do? It had to be done. Then, for some reason, it could be because of Pac-Man's 45th anniversary, but for some reason, I did a shit ton of Pac-Man videos at the end of March, and, yeah, it was gloriously shit. Yeah, I mean, I did the obvious ones. I did, like, Miss Pac-Man and Super Pac-Man, but then I did more obscure ones, like freaking Professor Pac-Man, because, yeah, that game apparently exists for some goddamn reason. Yeah, but yeah, that one, I think that all went pretty well. I definitely was getting sick of Pac-Man by the end of it. If some of you may have seen, my Pac-Mania video was pretty freaking bad. I didn't even try. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't hate Pac-Mania, obviously. It's just that I don't think I had enough time to really grasp it at that point. And then also, I've been playing so much Pac-Man, I was just trying to get it done. So, yeah. Maybe a revisit for Pac-Mania will happen at some point, but I don't know when. That's just an idea. But yeah, that pretty wild if I do say so myself. Next up, How to Patrick Star. I only did 2 of those this year. Last year's I did 4 and 3, but this one it was 2. We're going down, which is not a good thing, folks. But this one actually, I started out this year with a bang in terms of How to Patrick Star. Talking too fast. This is again one take if you couldn't tell. How to make a YouTube video. I did this in honor of YouTube's 20th anniversary. Yeah, 20th anniversary. I almost said 25th. That would have been bad. Yeah, despite all the shit that YouTube has done over the years, I still have a deep respect for YouTube, just because the fact that it exists, it is like I think the biggest website that has ever made the biggest impact, honestly. So, yeah, regardless of all the shit they've done to people who are monetized and whatnot, I had to show my gratitude. I had to show my respect. Yeah, so that one was crazy, and it introduced Gary and Bubble Bass. Didn't I say before that if Bubble Bass ever got a plush, he'd be in the show immediately? Well, there you go. If you thought I was joking, then you should have thought twice. I don't know. That doesn't mean I imply it to any other characters I've said, It's just a thing, whatever. But yeah, that one was pretty good. That one was one I've wanted to make for a while, and I did. So, there you go. Moving right along, we have the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct Reaction. Now, there was another Direct Reaction before this, but nothing really notable happened in that, so I don't feel the need to mention that. Sorry for the voice cracks, by the way. Again, I don't know. I just woke up when I recorded this, so there we go. But yeah, that was the big one. That was apparently the big one. With all the console technology stuff, the specs, that's what I was looking for. Then all the games that they were revealing. Definitely there would be more to come, obviously, but yeah. Man, my reactions to Mario Kart World and that were so outdated, so naive, so young. I can't stand that game. I'm sorry, guys. But we got Bonanza, but more on that later. Moving on, we have round 5 of Screen Life DVD Bingo, Plush Brain style. Did anything notable happen in that? I think... Oh, yeah, I know, something happened in that. The introduction of Nicholas Ninja. Yeah, that's what happened. I can't really say much. That's because, just new character, that's all. That's all. But that's all, folks. Oh, my God. Here's something else that happened on the very same day, because April 5th wasn't just another bingo video. It was specifically, that bingo video actually was made specifically to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Thomas and the Quest for Job, which was a 3D Movie Maker movie I made last year. And, yeah, one of my friends, UV Toons, did something with one of his friends, Sam20, and he asked me if I could do a little thing with Kermit and Bart for the ending of the video. And yeah, I said yes, and I did it, and as always, it ended in total freaking chaos. But hey, when does anything I do not end in total caulking disaster? But yeah, moving on from that, we have something that happened this year that I bet most of you never thought I'd ever do again. I made new rounds of The Simpsons Bowling. I guess I just taken a break from it because I had already done 3 that were pretty close together. And, I mean, it's bowling. How much of that can I do without it getting old, you know? So I decided to give it a few years before I started doing it again. And the first round I did this year was actually done in honor of UV Toons' birthday. So, hey, you know what? That was a perfect time to bring it back. And then, since I was right there, I did a championship round in form of Spears Bowling. I'm going a little out of order, but whatever. So, yeah. That's that then. Moving on, there was the tour video I did for Funspot. Yeah, Funspot is a great place. I love Funspot, but, yeah, I decided, you know what? I've seen people do tour videos beforehand. It's just that, you know, there hadn't been any of recently. There hadn't really been any good ones in 2025. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. And of course, my instinct kicked in. I had to put Kermit in there. I had to have Kermit do it. And with this said, I must thank everybody who was there on that day, including all those kids who were on spring break. I have to thank them for not punching me in the face, for not calling me an idiot, especially that one lady who was walking out of the building when I was doing the introduction. I think she was associated with the Y, because they were on there as like a field trip sort of thing for spring break. Thank you. I doubt she'll ever see this video, but thank you for not stopping there and saying, what the hell is wrong with you? But yeah, if I ever go back to Funspot, I'm not sure if I'll ever do another one of those, but I don't know. Only time will tell. Okay, moving on. SpongeBob the Cosmic Shake. I finally did it. I finally covered that game. And that went pretty well, actually. It was a pretty long Let's Play. Was it the longest one? No, I think Conquer might have been the longest one. I don't remember which one was the longest one, but it was one of those. Yeah, that one actually went pretty well. I do enjoy the Cosmic Shake, so yeah, I've wanted to do that one for a while. I just wanted to give it some time, obviously. Some of y'all may notice that I tend to play SpongeBob games specifically in May, or there always seems to be a SpongeBob Let's Play in May. Yeah, all I'm going to say is stay tuned tomorrow if I can get that resolutions videos out, because there might be some news regarding that. Then I did a one-off for Toy Story Racer. I was saving this for something else, but I decided since Clee1954's birthday was coming up, he's a big Toy Story guy, I thought, why the heck not? Let's do it. Let's do a round of Toy Story Racer. I don't know if there'll be another round, but, you know, in due time. Only time will tell. But yeah, that one went pretty well. I liked that one. That was a pretty fun one to do. And then moving on, we have the Cosmic Shake live stream for the side quests for the game. Little sloppy, but that was because of personal stuff. Otherwise, that was a pretty fine live stream, if I do say so myself. So, yeah. And, yeah, a lot of funny interactions with you all there. I really did enjoy that one. And then, in honor of Toy Story's 30th anniversary and Toy Story 3's 10th anniversary, I covered the PSP and PS2 version of Toy Story 3, primarily the PS2 version. They're both the same game, by the same developer, same thing. You know what I'm trying to say here. That one was fine. Not much to say about that one. It was just kind of a basic kind of game. So, yeah, there's not really much to say about that one. It was just a thing that happened, and, yeah, I think it went pretty well. Then, I did it. I achieved the goal. I had acquired a Switch 2 at the midnight launch at my local Best Buy. It was a agonizingly long process. I was there for like 4 hours or so, or something. I don't even remember. And, yeah. I had considered doing an unboxing video, mainly because, you know, I considered it because, you know, I don't know if I was going to be playing this thing all night long. It depended on when I got back and how I was feeling. And, yeah, I ended up getting back at like 1 or 2 in the morning. And, yeah, I had a splitting headache, so I had to wait. So, but, you know, at the end of the day, I got that video out at launch in a sense, so on the launch date. So, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. That was the first time I did a console unboxing, too, so I savored the moment, and I think that was probably the best unboxing video I did this year, so, yeah. Moving on, we have the 5,000 subscriber collab, and it was also a movie announcement. I was always iffy about doing that because of how it would make me look as a result. But I decided, you know what, let's take a stab in the dark. Let's try it. And that went better than I thought it would. That went a hell of a lot better than I thought it would. That went pretty well, actually. I didn't expect that to go as well as it did. So yeah, it's thank you to everyone who participated. To those who didn't make it, I'm terribly sorry. Actually, when I bring that up, I should actually mention that apparently when I was making that video, YouTube was having some issues where certain comments weren't sending, or they weren't showing up for some reason. So it didn't help that I said that I'd prefer you to share your submissions in the comments. If I ever do something like this again, I'll definitely have Twitter and Instagram and Blue Sky as options, because yeah, that was as a result, some people's entries didn't make it in. So yeah, there's not much to say about that. That's all. Moving on, we have the revisit live stream for Operation Krabby Patty and Battle for Bikini Bottom on PC. I did that as just a little way to get, just to thank people for 5,000 subscribers, as a way to celebrate just at the moment. And, yeah, that didn't go so well. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But that was the live stream where everyone just decided to start a war. That was a freaking war zone of a live stream. Everybody was fighting with each other. There were so many fights that broke out on that day. And worse, my moderators were joining some of them. Guys, I have you guys on as moderators so you can, prevent these things, not so you can join them or start them. It got so bad to the point that I had to break character and speak on behalf of myself. And that wasn't good. I did not like that at all. So that was probably the worst live stream I did this year. So, yeah. Was that the last one I did this year? I don't think it was. But, yeah. It really wasn't a good time. It really wasn't. Moving on from that, we have the Donkey Kong Bonanza direct reaction. And, that one, yeah. I mean, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that was always on my radar. When I saw the first ever trailer for it in the Switch 2 Direct. That, yeah, I was always excited for Bonanza, but I think this had made it peaked. This had made it peaked. There's some shit here that just was like, oh my god, what is this game gonna be? I need it now. I need it now. Shut up and take my money. But yes, can I just know? I just gotta stop and say this right now. Can I just say that Donkey Kong Bonanza was the greatest game this year. It was like my game of the year. It's a freaking masterpiece of a game. This could be, recency biased as well, but that game is a phenomenal game. I love that game so much. I would love to talk more about it, because there's some wild shit that went down in that game, but unfortunately I can't, because I must be fair to all the people who haven't played the game yet. So, yes, and if I see anyone spoiling the game, I mean, I know the game's like 6 months old, or like 5 months old now, but at this point, I still want to be safe for those who haven't been spoiled yet. Be respectful, and if I see anyone doing it, you know what I'm gonna do. So don't do it. But yeah, that was probably my favorite game of 2025. Pretty ballsy move for Nintendo to actually do like a big Donkey Kong game instead of Mario, but, yeah, I think it paid off. I think it paid off greatly. Then, the big one. The big shebang. The big bass, if you will. A Plush Brains movie, Dimensional Hellholes. The movie. Holy shit, dude. It's crazy, really, that, I actually pulled that thing off. There was a lot that went into that. A lot. The most effort I put into anything. It took a lot longer to make 2 in comparison to, like, Thomas and the Quest for a Job. As a movie, though, I would say that I think I like Thomas and the Quest for a Job a little more. I think that had a little bit more cinematic stuff to it. Whereas this one was just kind of like just a big-ass Plush Brains video. And, yes, I will say, my biggest problem with the movie, my one thing I wasn't proud of was the length. 3.5 hours long was stretching it. I mean, there have been other Plush movies that were 3.5 hours long, like the Woody and Daffy Duck, the second Woody and Daffy Duck movie. But, yeah, I would say that was the one thing I wasn't really too proud of. I was saying that was probably going to be the one thing that would make or break the movie. And, for most people, it didn't. There were a few people who did complain that that was the main issue with the movie. It was too long. But even with that, they still said that they still greatly enjoyed the movie, regardless of the length. So I guess that's all that matters at the end of the day. But if I ever was to make another movie, it would have to be shorter. Again, this was just a Plush Brains movie. This does not reflect my vision of the Plush Brains movie. I already have an idea set for that, but God knows if I'll ever get to do it. But again, this was just to test the waters, if you will. We had to start somewhere, and this is where we started. So, make what you will of that. And you know what? I'm actually pretty lucky that I did get the movie done and out on time. Because shortly after the movie happened, my computer started having troubles. I was having DRAM and CPU issues, so I had to bring my computer to the shop and get that fixed. And I did get it fixed, thankfully. It was a big old mess, but it all got sorted out in the end. Thank God I had the warranty or something. But yeah, it's a good thing I got that movie out. And it's a good thing because around right before the movie happened, I had acquired I didn't acquire, but I bought a new external hard drive that has double the size or double the capacity of my computer. So I backed up my whole computer onto it, including the movie. So that worked at the very least. It all worked out in the end. So that was a blessing in disguise, if you ask me. But yeah, thank God I had that all sorted out, and thank God it played out the way it did. It could have played out a lot worse. Moving on, we have another one-off video for Project Spark. If y'all don't know what Project Spark was, it was basically Microsoft's answer to, I think Little Big Planet or something. So it was pretty weird. It's like a game maker sort of thing. Microsoft did not... they ditched it almost immediately, and that's a real shame because our boy Conker had came back in that. He was supposed to have like a multi-part thing, but he only got one. He only got one part. Poor bastard. And but thankfully, like that, even though you can't buy the game digitally anymore, you could still buy it physically. And since Conker is technically a Microsoft IP, his big reunion was included in the game. It was included as part of the game. So, yeah, it was with the physical. So I thought, why the heck not? Let's buy it. I found it cheap on eBay. So I was just like, yeah, buy it. And then, there we go. We'll do it for Super Hershey's birthday as a way to thank him for getting me into Conker. So, yeah. Moving on from that, we have the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe multiplayer video. Yeah, here I am making a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe video. Meanwhile, Nintendo's trying to market Mario Kart World as the next big thing. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry, Nintendo. Somebody had to call you out. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a better game. It's a way better game than World. But yeah, I thought about doing a multiplayer video for a while, but I just didn't really know how to make it work. It was a thought in the back of the mind. I think I started watching some other people do it, like Zack and Central and like Crazy Bowser Man, and I was just like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should figure out a way to make this work. Maybe I should try to do it. So I formulated a convoluted mess of getting this done, and it all consisted of Screw Nintendo Gold 937, Toon Fan 91, and Matthew Chesser, and it turned out gloriously chaotic. Especially when you consider the fact that Matt kicked all of our asses. He cooked us all, but the benefit is that I simulated split screen. So, I see your secrets now, Matt, and your bike combination. I guess the bike combination is what helped me get the gold tires in time trial, so I guess I could thank you for that. But yeah, I've learned that holding onto mushrooms is not as bad of an idea as it may seem. But yeah, that video was hectic. It was a convoluted mess to make, but everyone seemed to enjoy it. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Moving on, we have round 6 of Screen Life DVD Bingo. Nothing notable happened. There's some weird-ass characters in that, but I think I only did that because, again, birthdays. There were a lot of birthdays that month, so there you go. Secret, obviously. By the way, obviously, as always, I don't do birthday requests. I only do stuff for people's birthdays if I feel like it. If it's someone that I like or I care about, that's when I'll do it. So don't get on my case about it. But yeah, I did round 6. Nothing really notable there aside from the weird-ass characters. I think it was Bentley, Mickey Mouse, and Jack Skellington. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? And moving on sort of like the birthdays, we have the Looney Tunes Racing, the mini Let's Play for Looney Tunes Racing. I stated in that the challenges were just brutal, but they're not. There were some difficult ones in like the final tier. But you know what was throwing me off? It was the ones where you had to collect all the coins within, like, you know, as fast as you can in a battle mode. Turns out how that works is that you're supposed to find the correct path to collect them, and then every other challenge is just like pretty simple. So it's very doable. So yeah, I replayed the game off screen. I went through it and 100%ed it again off screen. So that was my bad. That has not aged well. But yeah, Looney Tunes Racing is a fine racer. I wouldn't say it's the greatest one ever made, but you know, it's all right. So I thought, you know, since ToonFan91 is a huge Looney Tunes fan, I thought it's only right to do that for his birthday. So, yeah. He's told me that he freaking loved the part where Bentley played as Foghorn Leghorn. And, I figured that combination was too powerful, but, I mean, at the end of the day, this proves that that wasn't really a bad thing, I suppose. But, yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed that, Toon Fan. I'm glad that everyone else enjoyed it. So, yeah. But alas, this year was not filled with all sunshine and rainbows. Something bad happened in July, and I think you all know what it was. Otis, he passed away, at the age of 11. He was so close to 12. He was suffering from cancer, diabetes, and anemia. So, yeah, it was a big fine mess. Not a fine mess, it was a horrible mess. The vets did tell us that we could treat it, but it would only give him like 2 more months. So while like he could have made it to his 12th birthday, we thought, you know, it's too complicated, it's too expensive. He's already suffering enough as it is. Let's make the difficult choice of putting him down. And that's what we did. In fact, here's something I never really told you all about Otis. He almost didn't even have a life to begin with because turns out as soon as he was born, he was sent to a kill farm. Which is pretty scary, actually. But, you know, some people saved him, and that's where we found him. We found him through them, and we adopted him, and he was with us for the long run. And the house hasn't been the same without him, but at least, you know, at least he's in all these videos. He will always be remembered. He was our boy. Moving right along, trying to lift the spirits again, we did a revisit live stream for Nicktoons Racing in honor of the game's 25th anniversary. That was done in July, even though I don't know if that was when the game released in 2000. Could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. If anyone, I don't think it was ever been documented when that game came out in 2000. If anyone can find that, let me know. I just did it whenever the heck I wanted to. Actually, no, it was because, part of it was because, Matt's birthday was right around the corner, so I invited him to join me, because he was a pretty big fan of the game, and he also did a pretty good Let's Play for it, the PS1 version, towards the beginning of the year. So, there's that. I linked it in the description of that live stream if you want to go see it. But yeah, that one was fine. I actually did all of the difficulties, which, yeah, it went better than I thought it would. So, yeah, there you go. That was another live stream. I think that actually was the last one I did this year. There was another one that was supposed to happen, but technical difficulties occurred, and people didn't take it too well, so I was just like, okay, nope, nope. Yeah, you're gonna be like that? No way, Jose. I think that day was a blessing in disguise, because then eventually I met someone, and they cheered me up, and, yeah, I made a new friend that day. So, you know, every cloud has a silver lining, I suppose. And Vinny's barking. Yeah, that's lovely. Oh, little bastard. Oh, well, yeah, you can't live with him, you can't live without him. On the subject of Matt, I did something else for his birthday. A bit of a surprise thing. It was Mario Party 5. That's right, I did the Mario Party 5 video. And, I'd like to move on to 6. But the problem is, that's when they started doing things that kind of made it, like, it's hard to explain. Basically, I think 5 is my limit here. So, yeah, but the foundation has been set for the first 5 games, so there you go. Surprisingly, that one actually didn't do as well as the others. I mean, it still did pretty well in terms of how these Mario Party videos typically do. But just for comparison, by the end of 2024, the Mario Party 4 video had overthrown all of the previous Mario Party videos, whereas this one did not. So, I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing, because it still did pretty well in views. But, you know, that goes to show that it's probably not the most successful. I would say that the 4th one, the one I did for Mario Party 4, is tied with the one I did for Mario Party 2. Those two are, like, my favorite ones I did, overall. So, but yeah, the Mario Party 5 one was still but still turned out pretty well if I do say so myself. Then moving on, we have the 9th Plush Brands unboxing video. I think I just screwed up these videos with the numbers. But, yeah, that one, we unboxed the greatest thing in the world. Muppet Frankenberry. Yeah, it seems like it's a tradition to get Frankenberry on the channel at least once a year. It's been a tradition since 2023. But, yeah, I love Frankenberry. I love Frankenberry. It's like it's my favorite General Mills cereal next to Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But yeah. That was crazy. I had all the Muppet guys there. And, yeah. It's the great. Sarcastically, I said it was the greatest unboxing video we ever did. And some people were like, what? Sorry. I love to confuse people whenever I can. It's my job. No, it's not. This is no way to make a living. But moving on from that, Rugrats month of 2025. That one was sloppy. This Rugrats month this year was sloppy. I mean, the last one was pretty sloppy too, but even then, like, there was some of it that wasn't as sloppy as the others. This one, it was all the way sloppy. We had Totally Angelica on PlayStation. Sloppy. We had Rugrats Adventures in Game Land. Sloppy. And then we had Rugrats Adventure Game. Mega sloppy. Extremely sloppy. Super indescribably sloppy. Yeah, so I think Rugrats month had a stroke this month. I mean this year. Not this month. Oh god, I just had a stroke. What the hell? Yeah. No, this was definitely not my favorite of Rugrats month. I'd probably say out of all the Let's Plays I did for that this year, I think most people liked the adventure game one just because I wasn't having a good time, which figures. But if I had to say, as a Let's Play, I'd say the Totally Angelica one probably turned out the best. Not saying that the game was great, obviously. It wasn't, obviously. I had very little to work with, but I think that was the one that I can look back at and be like, yeah, I think I got the most mileage out of that one, even though that's not really saying much. But, yeah, regardless, people still enjoyed it all. That's all that matters. Moving on, we have the 10th Plush Brands unboxing video. I guess. Where's the Switch one lay? I have no idea. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff got unboxed in that video. That was a big one. So, yeah. Did it overthrow... If you don't count all of the stickers and shit, then I suppose it overthrown the 8th one. But, I don't know. I guess that's up for debate. Then moving on, we have the Nintendo Direct from September 12th. A lot of cool things were announced, but a lot of them came with a cost. There was like a monkey paw. It was like a monkey paw Direct, basically. And as a result, there was a lot of backlash. A lot of backlash. I think there was also a partner showcase in between this point, but I just didn't cover it because I didn't cover it in this video because there's just not really much. There wasn't really much there, aside from like a couple of things. But yeah, this one was it was weird. You know, there was some good stuff. Like they ported Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 to Switch. That's pretty cool. But then like other things, like they're making another Mario Tennis game, even though people are sick of Mario Tennis. You think they'd pick up on that by now? They wouldn't. They're in their own little world. They're bringing Virtual Boy to NSO, which is the last thing I ever thought they'd do. And I didn't really hear it in the Direct because I was just so baffled by the idea of it. Apparently, to my knowledge, you have to use an add-on. You can't play it on the TV or just the Switch itself, which is pretty lousy. But I mean, I guess if I was gonna play the thing, I'd want to have the original experience, I suppose. But there's so much for options. And then like, well, there was Bonanza DLC, Donkey Kong Island, which was great. I loved that. But what I didn't love is that after the fact, I found out that it was $20. Like, yeah, yeah. This was a very, very controversial Direct. This one, there was a lot of backlash with this one. A ton of backlash. And as a result, this Direct has made me thankful that these videos don't do so well. Or at least that, you know, not everybody watches them. Which as a result, it means, if these all of a sudden start doing well, or if I do one that, you know, all of a sudden gets attention, I might have to get rid of all these. But yeah, it's, yeah, I can't really say much about it. It was a mess. Moving away from that, we have, okay. I just realized, I didn't really put the full title on here. All it says is Petey's Sexy Potion. It was a character update video in regards of Petey Piranha, because I had finally gotten the official Petey Piranha plush that was made by Band Presto back in the day. It's been on my bucket list for a while for Plush Brains, and I finally did it. So that has replaced his bootleg body. And, yeah, I'm very happy I finally got that. There's not much to say there. The whole thing was inspired by something. I don't remember what it was, though. The whole beginning skit. I don't know. It's not ringing any bells at the moment. Then we get to Screen Life DVD Bingo, Plush Brain style, round 7. Yes, this was the championship round of the year. That one was a headache to make. I think that took like 2 days to record. Because Blackout, we played Blackout this time, and it was, it took a while, let's just say that. But it got done. That's all that matters. And then moving on, we have the one-off for Super Mario Brothers, the original on NES. I did that in honor of the game's 40th anniversary. And, yeah, that turned out pretty well. It was a little sloppy towards the end because, yeah, goddamn cheaps and shit in Bowser's final castle. Usually I can make it past that part just fine. But, yeah, of course, as soon as I make the video, shit just hits the fan, basically. But, yeah, regardless, it got done. I rescued the princess at the end of the day, so that's all that matters. So, yeah, that one turned out pretty well. And then on the subject of anniversaries, I did another video for another multiplayer-esque, I mean, technically, quote, multiplayer video. It's fake, obviously. But, yeah, I did another, quote, multiplayer video for Lights, Camera, Pants. I hadn't done one since 2021. And this time, it was with all the SpongeBob characters. The Fab Four, SpongeBob, Fab Four. That's Mickey Mouse, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yike. Yeah, I did that in honor of the game's 20th anniversary. We did all of these special auditions, all the ones that I had not covered before. So at that point, I basically covered everything in that game, at least everything I wanted to. So yeah, that one turned out pretty good. That was pretty good, actually. And then, after felt like forever, I finally did another How to Patch Your Star video. I at least wanted 2. I wasn't going to end the year with just 1. And, this was not the next one that I was intending for, but, I did it anyway because it just kind of popped up. So, yeah, it was how to change a Game Boy Color shell. Yeah. A notable thing that happened in that was, I had Cute Yoshi Lover, join as, Peach. I guess you could say that's the closest you'll ever get of, Peach and Plush Brains, which is a real shame. But, oh well, what can you do? That's just how we are, I suppose. And then, I did a whole bunch of Mario Kart videos, only because I was in a Mario Kart kind of mood. I finally did round 2 for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then I did a one-off for Mario Kart Tour, and then I did round 1 of Mario Kart World. All of that went well, I suppose. Mario Kart World's bitterness aside, of course. I at least thought, you know, let's get a video out for the game, at least before the year ends. And, yeah. And, at the end of that one, I teased something. Or, I didn't tease it, but I asked people if they wanted to see it, and, yeah, they wanted to see it, so I delivered, and then, about a week later, I did a Mario Kart World free roam video with, SquarePants Tentacles in 1997 and Cute Yoshi Lover, and that was, like, stupid fun. That was chaos on the road, and, yeah, it was crazy. I loved it so much. It was crazy. What was your favorite part of that? I know I did a poll for this, but I want to ask, what was your favorite part of that? For me, I don't know, it's either a tie between, it's either a tie between the movie part, the part we were in the Boo Cinema, or the whole thing with Mr. Krabs and Peach. Mr. Krabs robbing the princess. Oh my god. You would not believe how long I've wanted to do a Mr. Krabs robs the Mushroom Kingdom scenario. You would not believe how long I've had that on the mind. I'm sure somebody else out there has done it, but you do not know how long I've had that. I think even before I made YouTube videos, I thought that would be funny for someone to do. So, yeah, I finally did it. It was like a decade in the making or something, but I finally did it. I finally did it. Moving on from that, I released an unfinished and unreleased Plush Brains video that was just simply called The Return. It was sloppy. It was from 2019. I was still trying out characters, so there's a character in there that I never went through with, and I probably never will. And then some characters that would later make their debuts in later videos appeared in that video. So, yeah, not much to say. It was gloriously shit. It needs to be seen to be believed. And then if you have any questions about what the hell you just watched afterwards, there's a commentary video that will probably answer all those. So, there we go. That's that. And then, the biggest announcement. Would I say it's bigger than the movie announcement? I don't know. I guess that depends on who you are. But I did it. I finally did it. I finally went through with getting my 3DS modified. So I can now finally play DS and 3DS games for cartoony gameplay. It was expensive as all hell, but I did it for you guys. And I'm so happy that I can finally do this. I will say, they're not going to be covered in this, but I did want to try and get some one-offs. Despite what I said in the video, I wanted to try and get like a one-off or two out in December just to really, you know, just to get my foot in the door. But I don't know. As of this moment, I haven't made those videos yet when I'm recording this. So whether or not they happened is unknown. If they did happen, you'll be seeing footage of them right now as I'm talking. And then moving on from that, there was Sesame Street Music Maker, a one-off. I did this for SquarePants 1997's birthday, because he's a big Sesame Street guy. In the last 2 years, I've been doing SpongeBob stuff, so I think it's about time that I return to Sesame Street for him. And, I didn't really, it was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision, and, let's just say, you know, every year for this channel, there always seems to be a game. There's always guaranteed to be a game that just breaks me, in a good way, or a bad way. It could go either way, but this was a good way. This was the one that broke me this year. Yeah, it's one of those games that had, like, the budget of a ham sandwich, and the devs were just high on drugs. They were, like, high on freaking drugs. And, yeah, again, I can't say much about it. The video hasn't even released when I'm recording this. But, if you haven't seen it, then it needs to be seen to be believed. Words cannot describe what the hell that game even was, because it's brain rot. That's not even a good way to say it. Just watch at your own risk. Moving on from that, we have the complete video game collection video of 2025. I wasn't going to do this, but I thought, you know what? It doesn't take that much effort to go through everything. It takes a while to edit, sure. But, yeah, I just think there's not really much to that. So, I just decided, you know what? We can try and make that an annual thing, too. No guarantees if I'll keep that up, but, yeah. I thought, why the heck not? So, also, very much like the unboxing video, I have not made that yet, so I don't know if that will actually happen. So, this might not make it into the video. So, oopsie gravy then, but, yeah, hopefully that did well if I did make it. Okay, so this is actually a last-minute edit, only because, this happened like a week before you're seeing this. Zach and Central invited me over to her channel to do, a Mario Brothers video for her, kind of like the one I did, last year. And, yeah, it was absolutely hectic, which is to be expected. But there's a funny story behind this, actually. For her, she has, like, 2 gaming series. She has Plush Game Time, which is like cartoony gameplay where it's characters and all that. But then she has another series called, Zachy and Friends, or Zayer and Friends, as it's sometimes called, where she just plays games with her friends. No bells and whistles attached, basically. And that was weird for me, because I've been doing cartoon and gameplay videos for almost 8 years now, so it's super weird doing a gaming video without, like, being fully in character. I mean, I did do some voice acting for, like, references and such, but, like, it wasn't, like, all the time, which is so weird. In fact, you know what I had to do? I figured this was going to be a hard thing, so I did a practice video, like a test video, if you will, with, like, a game. I was just trying to play it without doing a character voice, and, the game I used for the test was, the Grinch on Dreamcast, and that was single-handedly the most awkward video I've ever had to make. It just felt so weird doing a gameplay video without, doing character voices, but I feel like I just slipped into 2 videos at once. It's kind of weird. Yike, that fell apart. But yeah, Zaya has me out here busting my balls just to get this in. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. No, this is nothing towards her. This was just a joke, obviously. But yeah, thank you again for inviting me onto that. That was a lot of fun, and I ended up pushing out something else before the year ends. So, yeah, funny how that works. Then there was the 5-year anniversary special for Random Flash Games. Very much like everything else, that video is not up yet and when I'm recording this, so I don't know how it did. All I can say is it was pretty long. Sorry about that. Oopsie gravy. But regardless, I hope everybody enjoys that, because that was pretty freaking wild, honestly. And yeah, that served, I guess, as the only random Flash Games video of the year. So, yeah, sorry about that. But, hey, I guess I gave you the whole shebang as a result. And then finally, I said this wasn't guaranteed in my resolutions for this year. But alas, it did happen. The Plush Brains 5,000 subscribers award ceremony. I did it. I did it. I made another award ceremony. And this time it was on time. Unlike the second one. Now, I don't know how it did, because it has not premiered yet. By the time I'm recording this, I have not set up the premiere for it. And also, if it did happen, then it's still, like, very, very new. It's still, like, relatively new, to the point where I can't really say anything about it, because of spoilers. So, I'm gonna move on from that, and I'm just gonna hope to dear Lord that it did well. And thus, that is the recap. That's the recap for 2025. Final thoughts on 2025. In terms of my channel, I will say, while a couple of things here and there kind of got the short end, I did say that I did actually, I think I did pretty well this year, actually, in comparison to some other years. I think I got a decent amount of videos out. I got some big stuff done. I got some pretty good things done. And some series that otherwise didn't really get much got more this year. You could argue it was inconsistent, but I think throughout the troubles, I'd say this year for YouTube was pretty well. In terms of me personally, I mean, there's always going to be some rough stuff. There's going to be some, like, highs and lows. That's just how life is, obviously. But, you know, got to push through it. You got to fight through it. You got to fight through it to make people happy, and that's what I do. But with all this said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Be sure you follow me on social media. I'll have links to those down in the description below. And let me know what your favorite video was this year. I would love to know that. But regardless, I'll be seeing you all next year. Hopefully everything will go fine. Nothing will catch on fire. We'll have to play it by ear. But for now, I hope you have a happy new year.